Now, I'm talking to a very good friend of mine over the years on the radio, a great Limerick man, County Clare man, well known all over for his tireless work and energy into the whole area of animal welfare. Not only domestic animals, but also farm animals, as many cases have proven in the past. And Noel Sinniur, it's great to talk to you today here. And how have you been keeping yourself?
Well, I have. Thank you again, John, for bringing me on board. And we go back a long way, myself and yourself, John. And I've been keeping fairly good. I've been sick in and out a few times of the year, but otherwise I've been keeping great. I can't complain. There's a lot of other people above months and lawns that'd love to be up here doing an interview today.
On a beautiful day in Limerick City.
Yes, I'd like to talk to you. I'm a volunteer inspector.
Yes.
For the SPCA. Now, I was better known for the Limerick SPCA, but I'm just doing volunteer inspector now, and I'm doing out of office hours calls for the Gardaí, the public, and basically anyone who wants information. And I'm also still doing schools for the Gardaí, giving lectures in schools. Only last year I done 3 classes for the Gardaí in Henry Street, and I done 1 college in Killaloe. So basically I'd like to speak to you especially about dangerous dogs.
Right.
They're becoming a big hazard, not alone in Limerick, but in County Clare and Tipperary and other counties around Ireland. Now, if people don't know what dangerous dogs are, just type in to your computers Dangerous Dogs Act. There is 13 types of dangerous dogs. Now, there has been various attacks on people, as you probably see in England, where a 6-year-old child had been killed recently.
I saw that actually, yes.
By 6...
Savaged.
Yeah, a man brought out 6 pit bull terriers and left them loose. Now, I mean, I, as being an inspector and done a 28-week inspector's course above in Longford, the same as a guard would do. So, basic to say that these dogs, I didn't know they're trained to kill a bull.
I didn't know. No,
I didn't know this until Frankie Hoot, who was also an ex-ISPCA inspector, but he's gone back to a dog warden now, and he's an awful lot to us, Frankie Hoot, and I'd like to welcome Frankie, because Frankie is a great man, Frankie Hoot, above nurse.
Yes.
He'd do anything for anyone. Even when dog wardens weren't available in Limerick, Frankie Hoot could be called at any hour of the night.
Yes, and he'd be there.
He'd be there. And still would be, I suppose, to help you. But there's people bringing these dangerous dogs, lads, into town, into the city in Limerick and other counties, and under the Control of Dogs Act of 1976, the new dog control came back in, and that was changed in 2016 again. Now, every dog has to be microchipped. Every dangerous dog has to have a muzzle, and every dog has to be on a lead. Even a Jack Russell has to be on a lead today.
Right.
So,
And Noel, I just wanted to ask you, for people that have a dangerous breed of dogs, are they fully responsible in the knowledge of what these dogs genetically are bred for? I mean, they're not your average type of dog that you'd have sitting inside in the house playing with a child, or, that type of thing.
Well, most of the attacks are from these dangerous breeds of dogs, and I think that people have witnessed it themselves, where their own owners they attacked. It's jealousy that comes into it.
I see.
Jealousy that comes into it more than anything. Now, we had, I think, 6 attacks, 3 in Limerick, maybe more, 6 attacks, or maybe 7 attacks from the Huskies.
Huskies?
Yes. Now, there's one man from South Hill, and I'll have to give the same man his due, that he went in over a fence one evening and he bait the dog because he was going savaging the wife. He's the one that the wife and child that wanted the dog, the husky.
My God.
Now that was 2 or 3 years ago. Everyone probably knows about him, and he was the man of the curtains.
Yes, yeah.
From South Hill.
He even took his own life then, indeed.
And there's one man that he bait the dog with a hurley, and he should, unfortunately, he should get the medal for it, but he didn't. But
yes, yeah.
due to circumstances beyond.
Now, but are huskies that dangerous?
See, huskies are bred for. Huskies are bred for. People must understand. Huskies are bred for out for pulling sleighs.
I get you.
Right. Pit bulls were there to kill bulls.
Yes.
That's why they're called the pit bull.
Mm-hmm.
They kill pit bulls. Only recently, in my area, a Staffordshire bull terrier came out and pulled the horse down and killed the horse. That's only a few weeks ago.
Good.
Now, that was the owner. The owner did surrender the dog and got the dog with the pit bull put down. Now, if that was someone running down the road, trotting. Now, I won't say where I come from. I'll explain that in a while, but the man did bring up the dog and got the dog put down. He paid a fine and everything, but unfortunately there was no criminal cases taken against him because the owner of the horse didn't want to make a complaint.
Right, okay.
Now, if you don't make a complaint, then no case can be taken against the breed of dangerous dogs. Now, as they're being used in a big way in London at the moment.
Yes.
The dangerous breed of dogs. Now, I'll go away from that and I'll let you decide who has children. I'd advise you not to take in any of these pit bulls or stats or any of these dangerous breed of dogs, because they can turn. They can get jealous and can turn.
But the one thing is it heartening for you to see that the judiciary,
I'm so used to it now after 15 years, 16 years. I'm more, so I'm 17, 18 years at it now, but I have to explain to people here now that I have cut back from being a full-time inspector just to a volunteer inspector. Now, I have to explain to people that the Limerick Society to the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals has ceased. They no longer exist.
Right.
It's the Irish Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. It's covering most of the cases.
Right.
But then again, when the Gardaí go to look for them, or anyone goes to look for
any assistance,
they have to contact Longford.
Right.
And by the time an inspector, they say there's an inspector in place in Limerick, but he's not. He's gone. So there is no inspector. So the Gardaí are trying to use me as most of they can now. But me being volunteer, use my own car. I don't have a van in any moment, and it's out of the pocket a lot to me. But I still help out as much as I can.
Yes.
Now, another thing that I want to bring to the people's attention is sheep. At the moment, there's been an awful lot of sheep killed again. At the moment. Now, as you know, there's an awful lot of young lambs there since February and March, and people leaving their own dogs. So, oh, my dog wouldn't kill a sheep. That's a load of nonsense. If a dog is loose,
he will chase,
and he gets involved with a pack of other dogs, he will kill.
Yes.
Now, again, as I said to you, no dog is supposed to be loose anymore on the road. It's a €150 fine to have a dog loose on the road now. Not under protection.
That's well worth noting.
Yes.
So loose dogs should be a thing of the past.
And you know, every dog now, if we come along in the morning, or the SPCA come in the morning, they is that your dog? And you say yes, we go scan him with a scanner, he's not microchipped. That's another €150 fine.
Right.
So and if a dog is not under control, he's loose on the road, that's another €150 fine. So I'll just give an example. Last year, Limerick City Council and County Council, which are joined together, they took in over £40,000 in fines last year alone.
On this area?
On this area alone. For not having dogs microchipped, not having dogs under control, and not having dogs licensed. Now, 40,000 in fines they took alone. So that's the reason why we're having so many. They're doing more jobs on this than other work.
Right. No, I can. Now, just note on one thing as well. The courts are treating animal cruelty very seriously, and there's even custodial sentences being imposed on people.
There is. I mentioned it before, and I'll mention the man again. Judge Tom O'Donnell. Anytime I went before Judge Tom O'Donnell, he was extremely, and all other judges
Yes.
were extremely great. But Judge Tom O'Donnell, he was extremely. He got sick one day on the court case that I recently had down there.
Right.
And that man received 4.5 months in prison and £3,500 fine. I won't mention any names.
No.
But staying on that, lads, I have a website here, as you all probably saw on Facebook. Limerick SPCA Inspector Noel Sinniur. Now, I deleted that in the last 2 days due to circumstances beyond my control. But so many people were asking me what happened with the court case that was ongoing since 2005.
Yes.
In the Burton Kilmallock area, regarding the special farmer there.
Yes.
Right. As I said, I will give no names again. That case eventually was 17 times in court. It cost the state nearly £2 million. We went through 5 superintendents in between Burton and Kilmallock. That man eventually done a runner to the north of Ireland or England, and he came back. He was arrested this year and he was brought before the courts, and after 7 hours of deliberating below in court in Limerick, the DPE decided to drop the case. We still haven't got an explanation why the case was dropped.
Right.
So that is due to no fault of mine. I still have all the books and statements regarding that case. So people are asking me about that case all the time.
So that's the up to date on. No, I just want to clarify one thing as well. Farmers, if they see dogs attacking their animals, have the right to shoot.
Have the right to shoot, yes.
Right.
Now I have to bring this back in again. We'll just say if you have permission, or anyone has permission to shoot anyone's lands, not alone the farmer. If any person comes along with a gun and sees any dog attacking any animals, they have full rights to shoot the dogs.
Right, okay. So
it's not alone. It's not alone the farmer. Any person has the right to shoot the animal, the dog that's attacking. Now, only recently, I had a man. He shot 2 dogs. He brought them up to me. The 2 dogs up to my house, and I wouldn't blame the members in an awful state over it. He was after losing 2 lambs, and plus, not alone losing 2 lambs, the sheep, the ewes themselves will abort their lambs from fright. So he shot the 2 dogs, and he brought the dogs up to me. I scanned them. Now they were microchipped, and the Gardaí did get involved from my local area, and they were the people weren't prosecuted. They confiscated or paid the men in full for the loss of these sheep and that. But unfortunately, the same man, I know the man that owned the dogs. They dug out from underneath the fence.
Right.
No, it can happen to anyone. It can happen to anyone. That's why I said, my dogs would never kill sheep. But unfortunately, these 2 dogs dug out. Now, he had a notice even on the paper looking for his 2 dogs.
So,
but
it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
He was a responsible dog owner.
But you're saying that every person has a right that's out shooting or has a gun. It's not alone the farmer.
Yes.
Any person can take them. That's the law of Ireland.
Never knew that. That's
that's
important now.
That's
for
the
people
law of
to know.
Ireland.
Yes.
And say if I shoot your dog in the morning, John.
Yes.
And I'm not the owner of that land. There's nothing you can do to me.
Right. Just that. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. So just around due to that issue, and I just want to go back there to another thing, lads. I have been so involved. I'm getting so many calls there from the Gardaí dropping out dogs to me, and I keep the dogs. And I have to explain this, and I have to explain this genuine.
Right.
If a dog is dropped out to Limerick, from Limerick to me by Henry C. Garda Station, I will keep the dog overnight. Now, I will contact the Limerick dog wardens the following morning to pick up that dog, not Clare.
Right.
Even though I live in Clare. Now, if the dog dropped me from Clare, I'll contact the Clare dog warden and he'll come down and pick that dog up. So there's no conflict of interest between the two dog wardens. So I just want to get that thing straight. And which is only last week I was above at a petrol station, and a black Labrador, a 5-month-old black Labrador, escaped again from his kennel. He ran across the road, nearly caused a serious accident, and I got the dog down home, and I was after only cycling up because the shop was only up the road. I mean, I said I'd take a cycle up, but a person brought the dog down to my house, the 5-month-old Labrador, chipped, phone number and everything. And another thing I have to go back in, your dog also has to have a tag with a phone number on it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, on top of microchip.
On top of microchip.
Oh, right.
Yes. Okay. Sorry, I meant to mention that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But I got the owner of the dog, and he was delighted to get the dog back. And he said, I just told him to keep the dog tied up in Georgia. Yeah. He broke out from the kennel again, unfortunately, but he could cause a serious accident again on the road. But I mentioned that about the tag on the dog.
Yes.
You can get it done outside in Harvey and Ormonds. It's the best thing to do. And will you also keep your dog vaccinated every 6 months? A booster. It's called a booster.
That's right. Yes.
Now, unfortunately, before you could buy it with this chemist and inject them yourself. Mm-hmm. Now that's gone. The government have done away with that.
All right.
Now it's new legislation brought in again by the government. You have to bring your dog to the vet to get done, and it is 30 years, unfortunately, they have it done.
Yes.
Now a lot of people are asking me to come and vaccinate their dogs. I don't have the injections anymore, and I can't get them off the vets myself.
Right. So it has to be a veterinary surgeon.
It has to be a veterinary surgeon, yes.
And sign it then.
Yes.
And card
and the stamp. And
yeah.
Another thing, if you're going on holidays and you want to book your dog into nice little kennel club, you have to have a green card stamped by the vet, as John says here.
Right.
Now, the vet, if I call to the kennel club and I see 2 dogs, and I can ask in the morning, as being an inspector, I can ask in the morning to see the green cards, and they haven't got the green cards in, they can be closed down by the Department of Agriculture.
Wow, that's a new one.
Yes, because a kennel cough is an awful thing.
I know about the kennel cough, actually.
Kennel cough is an awful thing. They can transfer from one dog to another, if it's not done. And it's only, I think
it's a nasal thing, actually.
Now, you can get that off the vet, I think, for about 10 euros. It's only up the nose.
Yes, that's right. It's like...
and the vet will stamp the card again. Yeah. The vet will stamp the card again, and you give that to the kennel club when you're running holidays.
Yes.
Now, they're kind of expensive enough as well. They're 10 or 12 euros a day.
Yeah.
But
your dog is safe. If you want to go away and enjoy yourselves as well. Yes. Now, Noel, I'll tell you what, just to let people know as well, this is a series of interviews, and on our new programme, What Matters, Noel will be joining us on a weekly basis, because Noel, you'll be talking to us then about animal welfare and what to do and what not to do, and we've received so much information even from talking to you over the last 15 minutes. But just before we finish, you want to actually pay tribute there to a great woman, Marion Fitzgibbon of Limerick Animal Welfare, for the work that they have done and are doing.
Yes, Marion Fitzgibbon. I've been in contact with Marion when I was inspector with the Limerick SPCA, and I found Marion to be a great woman. And I found out there back to a number of years ago, she had a bad accident herself in the car coming from Kilfinnan. That woman started with actually nothing, collecting money on the streets. Now she has one of the best animal welfare places in Kilfinnan.
That's right, in the country.
In the country.
Yes.
And not alone is it dogs and cats, She has vets out there. Now, she's horses, she's dogs,
Goats.
pigs.
Pigs. Yeah, I
She
saw that.
has everything out there.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
lads, I just have to tell you, anyone that's phoning up animal welfare at the moment, they're actually full. They cannot take in any dogs at the moment. Now, if you want any dogs taken in, it's up to yourself to bring them to the pound, the Limerick pound or the Clare pound. But there is a fee of bringing them in now, and it's the days of taking them in for nothing is gone.
It's gone, yes.
And you have to understand Marion Fitzgibbon outside. She has a big staff to pay for. If we need a dog out there, I think it's €150 for a dog to take a dog home.
Yes.
But they're fully vaccinated, they're microchipped, and also given a license for the €150. So if you want to bring to the vet and get him done yourself, it's €50. So she's done tremendous work, Marion Fitzgibbon, and I'd like to wish Marion the very, very best.
As we all do, and we all owe her a great deal of debt.
And Limerick do.
Yes, they most
Limerick
certainly do.
She's done fabulous work.
Well, Noel, thank you indeed. And we'll
Can
be
I
talking
mention-
to
can
you.
I
Oh, yeah,
mention-
yeah, go on. Yes,
Can I
sure.
mention one more thing, lads?
Please. Yep.
And I was talking to John here about it. I took 12 months out to write a book,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Ireland's Worst Animal Cruelty Cases in the Munster area. Now, I need a bit of backing in this, and John is going to help me out in it. And
Absolutely, be delighted to.
it's absolutely fantastic book. It's well worth it, and it's the only book in Ireland I have come across that has an animal welfare book out that is genuine.
Yes.
So-
Well, what we'll be doing there is I've a connection in Dublin that will be looking after that, and when all of that is ready to go, we'll set up a launch date for you. So, because I think this book and its context, its contents, will indicate to people the level of cruelty that has taken place over the years in the Munster area, and I think that's very important to know.
Yeah.
The real message out there, Noel, of course, just for this purpose, is that for people to become responsible dog owners, it's as simple as that. You can't let a dog loose and just think he or she'll come back the following hour or the following hours. It doesn't work like that.
A dog is for life, lads. You take in a dog is for life. There's pointless getting in, buying a dog for Christmas, especially. Wesley Powerhaven has it on his website. There's pointless taking in. He's a veterinary surgeon.
Yes.
And he said it's pointless taking a dog in for Christmas, giving it to a child, and Mammy and Daddy will look after it after 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And
Then-
the dog is left loose. He's there to, I don't know. There's many things about dogs, lads, and it's a big issue.
It is
now,
a very big
and
issue.
unfortunately, we're having a big issue with horses as well, lads, in Limerick City at the moment. And I'm going to refer to one area, John. I don't care if it's published or not. My Ross is, and the council have gone off their backsides and not looking after the horses in Limerick.
Right.
Now, we need to get the horses in pound. There's horses dying all over. Because they're worthless at the moment. No one wants horses at the moment, they're
Right.
worthless.
So they're just left there to die.
They're left there to die. And if you take one look in my Ross at the moment, lads, it's scandalous up there at the moment.
Right.
And then I think Limerick County Council and City Council have to do something. Since Brian Kelly left the Limerick City Council, nothing has been done.
Right. Well, that's a fair point. Well, we'll end it at
But
that.
the Gardaí, I think the Gardaí are doing their best.
The Gardaí are doing more than their best. They are.
Gardaí are doing the best,
you know.
and I have to say to
Yes.
Derek Smart, the Chief Superintendent.
Lovely, great. Noel, we'll be talking to you again next week, and we wish you the best of luck.
And you too, John. I wish you the best luck on your new show.
Yep,
And,
great. It's going very well.
and,
Thanks to all the great listeners and supporters out there.
And we will continue to support you. I was always a great support you at 95 FM. We're with Pet Corner.
Pet Corner.
And
And we'll have our own pet corner now. Thank you indeed.
Right.
Thank you, Noel.
Okay, no problem.